I am so stinking excited about tonight's Zoom. We have an incredible lineup for you guys to share how you can really capitalize right here at month end and make sure that you are doing everything you possibly can to hit your goals and make it happen. Because I know it's very easy to get here at the end of the month and be like, I've done everything. I don't know what to do. I'm not where I want to be. And so hopefully you're going to get something from tonight sorry, someone's unmuting themselves, so I gotta fix that because it'll throw me off. Okay. So hopefully you guys take something away that's going to help you cross the finish line for whatever that goal is you have on your heart for the month. So before we jump into this, I want to know what that is for you. Put in the chat what goal that you are pushing for, fighting for these last couple of days. This is a lucky month, right, guys? We have a whole extra day this month over most years, okay? So this is a lucky month. This is the month I want to see you guys get it done. So let's put in the chat what we are pushing for. And then also, if you guys have been on here recently, you know the drill. We want to make sure that we're not just going to be listening and getting excited, but we also want to make sure that we are taking good notes on what you are hearing. It goes so much further when you don't just listen, but you also take a second to write it down, to read it back to yourself. It's going to stay with you longer. So I want to make sure that you guys have your pen and paper and are ready to take some notes, because I know that this Zoom is about to be insane. So there's no order or plan here. It's going to be whoever I see on my screen. And so Taylor, you were the first one that popped up. So if you want to, I think I'm going to ask you, unmute, tell us like a 2-second of who you are, your story, and then give us your best month in tip.
Hi guys. My name is Taylor. I have been in the business for, oh goodness, over 8 years now. And it's just been the best experience ever. I have been able to pay for fertility treatments in cash. We have 3 beautiful children, and I get to stay home with them all the time and be able to do anything and everything that we want to do. We've paid off so much debt and just all the things. I am forever beyond grateful for this business that has given us the life that we absolutely have dreamed of. So that's a little bit about me. And as far as month end tips. So I know you get to the end of the month, all your monthly orders have processed and everything, and you're like coming up short from what you planned on or where you want to be, and you kind of feel frustrated. I have been there many, many times, and it never gets easier. But the thing is, you have to be in a good mental like headspace and know what you lack, and then just start counting it down. So you probably have done all of the things, you're sending out your messages, you're doing your follow-ups, and you kind of feel stuck. So you need to mentally like take a break, breathe, and then start speaking those words of positivity. I posted about this on my page today. What you speak is what comes to like what it becomes reality. If you say, I'm this far away, I can never get that, I can't reach that, it's too far away, then you're not going to reach it. It's always going to be too far away. So start saying, I'm this close to it, I know I can do it, God can make this happen. And for whatever reason, if it doesn't happen, it's okay. He is setting you up for a bigger and better month next month. And you're never going to regret the work that you put in now, because it's just going to set you up bigger and better for next month. So maybe you don't hit your goal this month, but think about if you had given up this like couple of days we have left of the month. If you've given up now, how much like you're not going to be ahead next month. So that's one thing, is just mentally getting yourself right and setting yourself up for success that way. Really quick, I do follow-ups, and I got this from Amanda. I cannot remember your last name. It was on Steph's Zoom. I can put all of them in the chat, but her 7-day follow-up, that's been amazing. So making sure you're following up with those people and staying organized with your potentials, writing down everyone you have ever talked to. I have started saving people's profile links in a spreadsheet, because if you have heard, people's Facebooks are getting shut down, and then you lose all of those potentials. And if you have their name written down, yeah, that's great. But Facebook also has people that have the same names, and you can't remember maybe which one you talked to go and message them from a new profile. So I've saved their Facebook profile links. That way you can follow up very easily with them if for whatever reason something happens to your Facebook. But that's something that's been really big, and making sure I'm writing those down. And then host to posts. It's still where it's at, making sure you're getting those up every day. I know that was super fast, but I will put those follow-ups in the comments.
That is so good. And I like how you just kicked the whole thing off talking about mindset, because we love to jump into like the work and like what we need to do. But at the end of the day, none of the work matters if you're doing it with a crappy mindset. Like we can sit down and literally message the same potentials, the same wording, everything. But if I'm going into it with the belief that what I'm doing matters and is going to have impact, my messages are going to get results like you're hoping for, and yours are not. And it's not because I'm better than you. It's not because I'm doing anything different than you, but it's simply because I believe in myself. I believe in my goal, and I believe in this business. I believe in what it has to offer. And when you combine that belief with the work, that's what's going to unlock this month in madness, right? This Jesus volume, the things that happen here at the end of the month. I don't know what it is that flips in our head where we're like, I don't have time to doubt myself anymore. Like I just have to assume it's going to work together. And we go at things with a different tenacity and a different energy. And when you combine that with the massive work, with the follow-ups, the host to post, doing those things, that's like the formula for success. So that was awesome, Taylor. Thank you so much. Courtney, if you want to unmute yourself, I don't know where you're at, but I think I have to let you, and want to go ahead, give us like a half-second story on who you are, and then share your tip.
Okay, well, it's gonna be more than a half second because that's not possible. But hey, guys, I'm Courtney. I have been in the business for almost 8 years now. And it has done everything for me, paid off my debt, moved across the country, doubled my full-time income, retired my husband, blah, 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 right? Like y'all know, we do all the things, right? But there are a couple things that I wanted to touch on. First off, like Taylor said, and Mariah, like your mindset matters. And my proof of this, you guys, how many of you put a 1 in the chat if you earned the It Works Tumblr? Okay. When it came out, I was like, I'm getting 1 on my account and my husband's account because I'm like, I can do all things, right? Like, why not? And so I was doing all the follow-ups on Friday and Saturday, but my mind was not there. I was like, to be honest, I don't really know if anyone's going to answer, and I don't really care if anyone's going to answer. Like, my mind was not there. And then yesterday I was like, shoot, or whatever. Was it yesterday? I don't know what day it was. Sunday, maybe, whatever. They're all the days blur together. Whatever day that was, I was like, shoot, I got to do 5 today because like I can't not get the Tumblr. If you don't know me, I don't like missing out on things. Like my FOMO is real. I have FOMO in my blood. And I was like, I cannot be seeing all these people getting their It Works Tumblr and I don't get one. Like I was ready to sign up my dogs if I needed to. Like I was ready to do all the things. And I was like, we're going to get this done. And you guys, I signed 5 customers in 1 day. But here's what's cool, you guys. This leads into my next tip is I went live and I asked my friends for help. I have never once done that in my business ever. And do you know that 4 of my 5 came from those videos? And 3 of those 4 that came from the videos, I have never once talked to about the business or the products. And 2 of those 3 that had never talked to about the business or the products have ignored more than 3 host to post messages. Okay. That does not mean that my video was magic. Okay. I stumbled. Carter was crying. Ethan was trying to climb. Like it was a hot freaking mess, but I knew within my soul that it was going to get done. Like I remember when I signed my first one, my parents were in town. And I was like, that's my first of 5. And my dad was like, 5, you're going to sign 5 today. And I was like, yep, I'm doing it. And he was like, okay, right. You know that there are those people that they hear your dreams and it's not that they don't believe in you, but they're like, you have to shut that out. You have to get rid of that and just go all in and decide that it's going to get done. So that's my first thing is going live about your goals and straight up asking people for help because people want to rally around what you're doing and put in the comments of that. Like when someone orders, thank you, blah, blah, blah for your order. Only 4 more needed. Okay. People were watching. In the morning, I woke up to 3 messages. Hey, did you get your cup? I'm like, y'all, this is a dumb cup, but thank you for loving me and understanding that I want this cup so bad. Right. So be loud about your goals. And the second thing, you guys, I don't remember who I saw this from, probably 700 million people, but I was desperate yesterday, y'all. Okay. And so I did something I have also never done before is I messaged people who liked my host of posts. Okay. I have never once done that because I was so afraid of one, that it going into their message request. No, Caitlin, I've never done that. I know. Caitlin's like, you suck. I agree. Okay. And so I had never done that because I was like, it's just going to go in the request folder. It's just going to like block me and I'm going to go into Facebook jail for the rest of my life. But I was desperate. And when you're in desperate times, you do desperate things. Right. And so I sent those messages and I was just testing the water. So I only sent 10 because I was just seeing how it was going, right? And 7 of the 10 replied to me. And I'm like, none of y'all commented. And now I'm like, how many people have I missed in the 6 years I've been doing host to post? So don't be me. Don't be a dum-dum. Message the people that like their host to post because they just don't want to say like, hey, homegirl, I need to lose weight. Okay. They don't want to say that, but they were all about it. Like one she's like, can I order 3 option 3s for me and my husband and my daughter? Yep, of course you can. So just do the things, y'all. The message, it's really special. You want to know what it is? Hey, I saw you liked the post about gummies. Can I send you some info? That was it. Y'all, I felt so stupid when they all answered. I was like, that was real dumb. So don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, just message everyone.
That's so good. Yes. And it's also, your circle is important, guys. Like Courtney was saying, like her dad was like one of those, not that he didn't believe in her, but he was like, you're going to do all of that today. Like your circle is so important because on the same side of it, like I'll go ahead and share my tip too, because it segues perfectly into that. Me and Courtney co-hosted a team retreat this past weekend. And so they announced the cup. We were excited, but like we obviously weren't working. We were hosting a retreat. Okay. Like it's a different level of working. And so I was going to work Sunday when we got home and, I was exhausted from a retreat and I took my sister out for her birthday. All of this didn't happen. And I had signed a couple of customers and the Monday hit and I had that same mindset of like, the cup would be really cool, but like, it's just a cup. Like if it was a trip, like, it's already done, but it's just a cup. So it wasn't that big a deal. And Courtney texted me and she's like, I'm going to earn this cup. I need 5 customers. I'm gonna do it today. And I was like, well, there's absolutely no world where she can have that cup and I don't have it. Okay. So your circle matters in all aspects. So I was like, well, if she can do it, I can do it. I only need 3. And like Taylor was saying, like, you have to go for those goals because like, what's the worst happens? Like you fall short. But the thing is you also cannot just hit, but you can exceed. I signed 5 customers yesterday. I only needed 3 for my cup, but because I was so intentional and showing up with a different energy, I signed 5 and then had 2 this morning message me being like, did you hit it? I still want to get an order in. So it rolled over. But if I would have counted myself out, then I wouldn't have had 1, I wouldn't have the cup, but I wouldn't have 7 enrollments in 2 days from that. And then I took it one step further. And if I kept sending my message and I keep asking for help, and I've decided that I'm going to set a personal goal every day for the rest of the end of the month. But I kind of like the idea of doing it all month long, not like an enrollment a day goal. Cause sometimes this doesn't quite work that way, but like setting an intentional goal and literally messaging people being like, I have, I need 2 more people to hit my goal for today. Because I literally, while we were sitting here, got a message and she was like, did you get that other person you needed today? And I definitely did, but she doesn't have to know that. So I'm like, I haven't. And she's like, could I do this option, so that you can get that goal accomplished? And so I have people messaging me because I was being loud. I went live and talked about my goal, like Courtney said. I was posting updates. I was loud in my stories. And then I was messaging, asking people to help me accomplish a goal. And I had people coming out of the woodworks willing to help because they're willing to help me. And so guys, don't underestimate that power of asking. There's people that will literally pull the trigger just because you put the timeline of like it not being about them. And then you're also going to help them get amazing results. So it's like a win-win. So mine's very similar to what Courtney was saying, but yes, asking for help. So Laura, if you want to unmute, share your story super quick and then your month-end tips.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the first time that I get to announce myself as Laura Bruce, which is really exciting. I just got married less than a week ago, so we're still getting used to it. But one of the first things that I wrote down was everything that you guys just said. So we're gonna skip over it. We know, get loud, share your goal, let people in on what you're doing. One thing that I'm gonna drop in the chat very quickly, a post that I put up pretty much every month, and I altered a little bit, and it's just declaring what your goal is. And if you need customers, this is a really great option for you because it's about the 30-day drop. And what I do is I put a shopping cart of the 30-day drop in this post, and then I also drop a comment I have them saved, ready to go. Who is she? She's prepared. Okay, so this, you can edit it to whatever your giveaway is. If they can't purchase, they can still put up a post and support you with Host to Post. And then I would just comment whatever product post is doing well for you that you want people to put up. I had like 20 Host to Post put up in 30 seconds from this post, and I had people ordering on the spot or messaging me from that. So that's the first thing that I'll say. I won't go too much into getting loud because we just covered so much of it. The next thing that I'll say is Reach. Has anyone heard of the app Reach? If you're on my team, you know I live and die by this app. But if you didn't, I'm about to blow your mind. Okay. You want to know how I am able to mass enroll customers and distributors every single day? It is this app. So there's an app. It is called Reach, REACH. It is very simple. It is an app that does your follow-ups for you. It's automated. You don't do anything. You plug it in. It does it all. It does it for contacts. So you want to make sure that you're getting your potentials over to your contacts, especially with Instagram and Facebook having issues. I pull everyone to my text, so I have them on multiple platforms. But I want to give this tip because at month end, I just run this on my phone and then I'm working on like my iPad or my laptop. So I'm doing double the work, but my phone's doing all of it. So you can make groups. So I have this is going to be backwards with my ring light too. I have a PDT group, I have a PM group, and I have a PPM group. So this is going to be my potentials and my current customers. Okay. You can put in any follow-up you want. So the one that I'm working on right now is a PDT follow-up. So it's literally just a regular follow-up. You're going to click this, the send, click the group you want to send it to, PDT. This is going to have all my PDTs, and then all it does is this. Watch this. It'll automate it. I'm not doing anything. It sends it out for you over and over and over again. And so if I go to my text in that time, it literally sent out 3 follow-ups. But it'll do like 1,000 in like an hour. So I set my phone down, I let it run, I have my other device, I'm doing stuff over there. So it kind of takes away a lot of time. Yeah, no, this app is like phenomenal. If you have, I don't know if it's on Android, so Android girlies test that out, but I do turn my iMessage off just because if you get reported on your number, they will block your iMessage for 72 hours. So keep that in mind, but I do this literally every single Friday. I do it when we have deals. At month end, I'm sending out follow-ups to my current customers to place API orders. I'll do whatever it takes. So that app saves me so much time. And then kind of leading into time as well, is timers are your best friend during month end because it can be very easy to get like swamped with what you're doing. And then it's been 3 hours and all you've done is follow-ups, but you know that you also have to get posts up, but you also have to get your TikToks, but you also have to eat and breathe and, you know, pee and do all the things. And so what I do at month end is I give myself timers. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to set a 15-minute timer and I'm going to send out as many messages as I can in 15 minutes. And then I'm going to take a break because we can be very quick to fall into the trap of working for 12 plus hours at month end. And you don't want to do that because that's when you get into burnout. And then the first rolls around, whether or not you hit your goal, you are so tired that you can't bounce back. And it takes you like 2-3 days to get back into the swing of things. And it just kind of delays your progress. And then the last thing that I'll say is I actually wanted to read a spot that I highlighted in my self-development book this morning. So if you guys have heard of You Are a Badass, right? This is You Are a Badass at Making Money. Have you guys seen this one? If you're a leader, you've probably seen it, but I'm reading this for the first time as a leader. And I read this today and I was like, dang, this is really good. And then Mariah asked me to be on Zoom and I was like, I have to read this. So I highlighted all of this. And it says, if you're feeling frustrated and upset by your lack of income, and I want you to also think, if you're feeling frustrated by your lack of customers, your lack of distributors, your lack of engagement, whatever it is, your lack, spending some real time on gratitude is critical, especially if you feel like you're doing everything right. If you're clear on specifics, hauling ass, taking big risks, making scary sales calls, paying people money you're scared to spend to help you get your website up, and still no dinero. If you've got everything right, but you're dropping the ball on being grateful, you are most likely pushing the money away out of desperation for this money to come in already. Desperation repels, gratitude attracts. When you're desperate, you're stuck in the worry that the money's not there and that you need to get it rather than knowing it's already here and there's no need to get anything. Remember, money is currency and currency is energy. When you switch into gratitude mode and focus on feeling grateful for all you have and all that's coming your way, even if there isn't money anywhere in sight at the moment, you strengthen your faith that the money will be there for you and align yourself energetically with this belief, and you will start manifesting the very things and opportunities that you're grateful for. I don't care how insane or hopeless your situation appears to you right now, because it is not the truth. It's just what you're experiencing at the moment. There's an entirely different and sunny reality out there waiting for you. All you have to do is make the decision to blast through your own storm clouds of fear, doubt, and worry. Stay in grateful expectation with unshakable faith that the sun is there even though you can't see it yet, and stay the course through the turbulence until you reach the other side. This gold. I read this morning and I was like, I have to share this. What this means to all of you right now is that you have this goal, like you're pushing for ruby, you're pushing for diamond, you need to pay your car note, you have insurance coming up. I don't know. Name some things that you guys are expectant for money right now. Like what are we having to pay for? Groceries, fill up your gas tank, pay your rent. Rent's due in, it's the 29th. No, I'm not good at math. A few days. Like you have things that you have to do. And when we start to get desperate for things and we're like, oh my God, like I don't know what to do and I'm doing all the things and that's not the energy that you want to be putting out. At the end of the day, I want you to look back at the timeline of your entire life. There has never been a time, even in your deepest, darkest scenarios, that you have not been taken care of. God has always been there and you have always been brought out to the other side. And no matter where you're at in your business right now, I'm here to tell you in the 8 years that I've been here, it always gets better. Someone new comes in and changes your entire business. Your team might not be working, but you can enroll someone today who goes ruby in a week, in a month. I've seen it happen. You could have someone enrolled today who goes diamond by the end of March, and you could be double and you can be triple. It doesn't really matter what the past looks like. It matters the energy that you put into it. And as long as you know that as long as you're consistent and you're doing the work and you're showing up and you're grateful for where you are right now, even if it's not where you want to be, that's the energy that you're going to get back, and you're going to get to your goal that much faster because you're expectant. You're not worrying about where it's going to come from. You already know where it's going to come from and it'll come to you. So that is my month-end tip, and I hope you guys got something out of it.
Woo, girl. I think everyone got something out of it. That was so good. And that book just bumped up on my reading list. And I know I'm not the only one on it. That was so good. I loved all of it. Leanne, if you want to pop in and share a little bit of who you are and give us your tips too.
Hi guys, my name is Leanne Sheldon. I have been with the company for 8 years now. I'm a triple diamond. It's done all the things for our family. I'm a full-time mama now. I used to be a surgical technologist in the OR. I was able to leave my job and buy my dream car. And yeah, it's like all of us are 8 years. We all joined around the same time. It's so cool. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me, but I love that all of us are kind of coming to the Zoom with the same thing, because literally what I have written down is what Laura was just talking about and Taylor was talking about, and it's all the mindset stuff, which I think speaks volumes, because we're not sitting here saying, send this message, do this follow-up, do this host a post. We're talking about the mindset. And so that's one of the biggest things that I wanted to share tonight was, if you are pushing for a promotion, put a 3 in the chat. In order to hit a promotion, you have to have a promoting mindset. You have to. And anyone that has hit a promotion before knows what this is like. You know how this feels. In every promotion, it's a new promoting mindset. Because just because you've hit one promotion before, the next promotion is completely different. It feels different. It's a new level. There's more money. There's different bonuses. You have a different team. Like that is huge. So I wrote down, you have to have a winning mindset. And then Laura was just saying it, but I wrote down, you have to expect to win. You have to expect to enroll, expect to duplicate, and you can't be desperate. You just have to be expectant. Because when you work from that desperation, like Courtney was talking about how she was desperate to earn the cup, but she wasn't just desperate. She was also expectant. She had faith in the work that she was putting into. She was taking massive action with faith backing up that it could happen. So she wasn't just desperately trying to find people and begging. Like, she was going into it with the mindset that was going to figure it out and she was going to do it. That's a winning mindset. That's having a promoting mindset. And that's what so many people lack, especially at month end, because you feel like you're so far away. You're never going to hit that. You've never enrolled that before. You've never done this X, Y, and Z, but you have to change your mindset in order to ever do that. I had never enrolled 30 customers in a month until I did it. I had never enrolled, my best month was 84 customers the month I went triple diamond, and we pulled in like 12,000 in volume. I had never done that until we did it. But it's because I was going into those seasons of expecting great things, expecting abundance, asking for it, seeking it, and doing the work, knowing it was going to come in at some point. And that requires patience too. It's not going to be immediate. You have to be patient. But I read this. It's so funny how all of us are pulling out our books today. Like, this is another successful clue, like, you should be reading. But I read this and I posted it on my page today. Fear will try to paralyze you, but faith in God's abundance will empower you. And so if you're sitting here so fearful that you're not going to hit it, that you're too far away, you're too scared, or you're scared to reach out, or you're scared to make that post or go live or whatever it is, that's what's paralyzing you. That's what's stopping you. You have to have the faith that God's abundance is there. And that should be what empowers you to do the things that you're too scared to do right now. So that was my biggest thing about just mindset. And then I wanted to share, also look at other people that are promoting right now, or other leaders that you look up to, and look at why are they successful? Look at their habits, look at what they're doing every day. And are you mimicking that? Are you doing that as well? Because so many people say, I'm doing everything you're doing. And I'm like, well, what time do you wake up? Oh, well, I roll out of bed when my kids get up. Well, I don't. I get up like 2 hours before my kids wake up. Okay, so look at what successful people are doing, and you need to start mimicking those habits, because we're successful for a reason. We have good habits in place. So that might be when you wake up, when you go to bed. It might be your personal development routine. It might be, how intentional are you with your tasks, or are you just scrolling through your Facebook and calling that working? I've been there, I've done it. Are you skipping days? You have to be consistent. You can't show up 3 days a week and expect to promote. Maybe you're not finding ways around obstacles. You're just coming up with excuses and saying, that's a roadblock, I can't keep going. Having a promoting mindset means you're gonna find a way around it. That happens, okay, find a way around it. The month I went diamond, I lost my Instagram, and that was how I was signing 100% of my customers at the time. And I said, okay, I guess I'll start a new one and I'll find a way around it. I luckily got my Instagram back a few days later, but the obstacle came in and I didn't let that stop me. That's what you have to do in order to keep promoting. You need to learn how to pivot. Yeah, so Taylor just put it in there. You need to learn how to pivot. You need to ask questions. You need to reach out instead of staying stuck. Stop sitting in your stuckness and start asking for help and reaching out and asking people what's working for you? What could I change? I need something new. And that could be the one thing that just changes everything for you. And then my last thing is, excitement is contagious. If you're promoting, you should be so excited that people know, they can tell, they're excited for you. And like Courtney and Mariah, what they were talking about with the Tumblr, they were telling people, hey, I'm so close to this goal. Like, this is something huge. And Laura, with the post she made, like, you're calling out your goals, you're sharing what you're doing, your journey that you're on. And people really do want to support that. And that is how I signed one of my customers for my Tumblr as well. As I said, I was pushing for a big goal and their order would help me get there. And she had my cart link for a week and she signed up that night because she wanted to help me hit the goal. And she was an overflow also. She was my 6th customer. I didn't even need it technically, but that's how it will work when you're seeking abundance. You'll have an overflow of it. If you won't just barely meet it, you will have an overflow coming in, and that's what you want. So those are my biggest tips. I hope that helped you guys, and everyone, good luck month end, go kill it.
I was trying to write that down so fast. I'm definitely not going to read it later. So I'm going to re-say it for you guys though, because it was right at the end. And like, I feel like that was so profound, but when you're seeking abundance, you have overflow. Holy crap. Right, guys? I'm gonna share this because both of you guys kind of touched on it. And like, if you've been on Zooms with me, you hear me talk a lot about closed versus open hands. And showing up with desperation is showing up with closed hands. It's saying, I need. It's shifting the focus from we, from God, from everything else back to you. I need this. I need this. I need this. But guys, we can never do it. Like, if we are working within our power, you will never have abundance. You will never have your dreams. You will never have that level of life that is in your heart. That only comes when we start working with expectancy, when we start showing up open hand and saying, God, I see no way, but I trust you anyway. And when we show up like that, that's when multiplication can happen in your business in ways you could never even fathom, because it's not you doing it. Like Leanne said, she never did it until she did it. You have no idea what God is waiting to unleash in your business. You have no idea what could happen tomorrow if you just sat back and fully actually gave God your business and allowed him in, and stopped saying, I need XYZ, because the truth is you don't. You don't need anything from this business because God can provide another way. It doesn't have to be right here. And I'm not to say that this business isn't it, but there's been seasons where I have been showing up close-handed, like, I need this, I need this. And when I learned to open, things did not go my way. It was a lot of growth. But guess what? Like Laura was saying, God still provided. It may have come from a different direction, but God still provided, and it allowed my business to grow in ways it never could have grown if I was the one showing up and doing it all. And so take those goals, invite God into it. Pray over what you want over the last few days. Because for you, it may 100% be impossible, but that is the best freaking thing about God, y'all, is there's literally nothing that's impossible for him. You are never too far. Your goal is never too big for him to come in and completely change everything in an instant. This Zoom, y'all, I'm like on the back page of notes. This is so freaking good. So Caitlin, if you want to unmute yourself and wrap us up, give us a little synopsis on who you are and bring some tips.
Absolutely. So I'm literally writing so many notes because it's just such good nuggets. If you don't know me, I'm Caitlin Deloge, Triple Diamond, and I've been in this business for also 8 years, which, if y'all didn't know, number 8 is also my favorite number. So I just think this is so aligned perfectly. A little backstory about me. I started this obviously in 2016, working 4 jobs. I'm not a mom. And at the time I was just a workaholic. I was working all the time and I felt really lost. And so I don't know if anybody else feels like that. Like, you just don't know what your purpose is in life. And that was me. I felt so lost in life. And honestly, I just got really burnt out working 6 to 7 days a week and never seeing my family, sometimes hitting the negatives, all of that crap. My life just sucked, honestly. And I started praying, obviously. And I was like, God, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to go back to college? Am I supposed to do something else? And I came across a girl on Facebook. She shared this with me. She followed up with me month after month after month. And and I share this all the time, but it's just so crucial, is she always would call me out for the longest time. She said, Caitlin, you always left me on red. And I said, it wasn't because I wasn't interested. I was very interested. I was just busy working 3 jobs and I would forget to respond. So that's just your reminder, follow up, because if she didn't follow up with me, I wouldn't be here. And I was one of her triples when she went ambassador. So all that to say, though, is when I first started this, I just started for a little bit of extra income. And let me tell you, it has done so much for me. I was able to make enough to quit all of my jobs, come home full time. Now I'm married and I've been able to just pay off thousands of debt. We actually just recently moved into our new house rental, which is amazing. We have a garage. We have the back screen and porch. We're actually working towards saving to buy a home, hopefully by the end of this year, which is really exciting. And we were able to pay for our wedding in cash. We've done a lot of great things. But the biggest thing for me, I just have to share with you guys, is the freedom. Because if you follow me on social media, my great uncle is actually in the ICU right now. And my grandma had called me yesterday and basically asked me if I could come up there and help out with laundry and different things. And if I was working 3 jobs, still, I would not have been able to drop everything and be able to be present And I still signed a customer yesterday while being present with my family. And so it's moments like that where I'm extra grateful that I can literally just take control of my days. I just hate being told when I have to be somewhere. And so that's a little bit about me in a nutshell. Is I'm just someone that just, my faith has just grown so much. And, I'm so confident now. And I was like such a little shy girl when I first started. But all of that to say is this business has just changed my life so much. And my husband's just so on board with it too. And so we're actually promoting his account to Emerald this month, which is so exciting. And I just signed him up. I think it was in December. So that's really exciting. But month end tips. Okay. So I think it's so funny how Courtney mentioned, and you also, Mariah, signed 5 customers in a day. 2 weeks ago, I signed 5 customers in a day as well. And I was actually announced as the follow-up winner on the corporate call or whatever. I was not expecting that at all. But what happened that morning was, and that week, I actually signed 10 customers, I think in 3 days. And it was during our big promo that we had. And so I will just say, especially when we have promos, y'all better be utilizing every single incentive that the company has, because don't sleep on it. because I sent out so many freaking follow-ups and I did all the things, I brought in, I think 10 customers in 3 days. But what I wanted to say about the 5 customers that day was that morning, there was just something in me. I was like, I'm going to sign 5 today. I journaled about it. So if y'all aren't journaling, journal. Okay. I know it sounds so stupid, but journal. Journal is what got me to diamond, double, and triple. Journaling, praying over my business, praying that the Lord will bless all of my work that I put my hands to, and believing and expecting. And so, but yeah, that morning I was like, I'm going to sign 5 today. And I was just super focused on following up. And also I was boosting all of my posts. So if you're not boosting, y'all, that's where a lot of my enrollments come from, is going back through all of my old posts. If you didn't know, on Facebook, you can just search at the top, search keywords like cleanse, detox, LBS, all of that, and go back through those old posts and just boost them, letting them know, FYI, we have this promotion going on again. If you're still wanting to lose weight or whatever it may be. You can also do shopping cart links on those as well too. That's really good, especially if you do sometimes get blocked on Facebook, is you can put your phone number on there. I get text messages all the time from that. So boosting and then following up with anyone that previously liked or commented. Now, something that has been working really well, and I've been doing this kind of for a while, but I've been doing it in a different way this month. And I signed 3 customers on the spot from this. And so after a host post, I have a message I can share with y'all. And it strictly just offers the products, but it lets them know, basically, if somebody does a host post for you, afterwards, you're letting them know, hey, super random, but you're letting them know you're going after a promotion and you're offering the products. I kid you not. I signed 2 or 3 customers on the spot from that. I have so many potentials from that as well, because they want to support you. It's like, oh, by the way, I know you're already in this drawing. And it's just working so well for me and my team. And I also have a little photo that has a catalog, and it has a little overview of all the products as well. And I ask them what they're interested in. I give them all the info. And also, obviously, you need to upsell. So there was one person that mentioned they were just interested in the smoothie. I upsold them. They ended up ordering 3 or 4 products to get free shipping. So make sure, especially with the 30-day drop, you're upselling, offering aloe or the cleanse or something. So that way they get free shipping. Because I don't know about y'all, but that's girl math. That's free, right? So, you want to make sure you're utilizing that. Another thing that I've been also doing too is, and y'all might think I'm crazy, but I want to know, go ahead and put in the chat, how long have y'all been in the business? Okay. This is going to be a tip for some of y'all OGs. Okay. Something that worked really well for me is I signed 3 of my customers that one day from this. Is I went back through all of my old customers that haven't ordered in a hot minute, and I asked them to become a new customer. Legit. I told them I was going after a promotion. I know that they love the products, and I simply was just asking them if they'd be interested again in trying some of the new products. And gold. So go back through all of your old customers. Another tip as well, this can be for new people or OGs. Anybody on your chart, you need to be, I'm trying to think of the word. I wrote it down. I'm trying to think of inspecting. You need to inspect your team. So look at your chart, whatever your promotion is, whatever you're going after. If you need extra volume, like let's say, for example, on one of my girls, she has a leg and she's literally like 50 volume away from being commission qualified. Go message them and let them know, like, hey, I was checking back office and it looks like you're literally just one order away from being commission qualified. I want to make sure you get a paycheck this month. And then ask them if they want to place a personal order or if you can help them with signing a customer. Same thing with highlighting 400 Club. That's a promotion. 400 Club is a promotion, okay? Like some people don't want to promote big, which I think is crazy, but let them know, like, hey, you're literally only X amount away from earning or from giving yourself a pay raise and hitting the 400 Club. Like, and my thing is too, is have a chat with the people promoting. So connect with them, do contests. I mean, I'm just going to say this, y'all, and I don't say this to brag about myself. This is all God, but I'm telling you, when you have God in the midst of your promotion, crazy things happen. And if you're not butting heads with the enemy, you're running in the same direction. I say that all the time, but let me tell you, this month has been freaking hell for me and my team, my family. It's been a hard month. I mean, my freaking uncle has been in the hospital 3 times this month. There's been issues going on with certain girls on my team. There's just been a whole mess. There's just been a lot going on, but I know it's a distraction of the enemy because I know God has big breakthroughs coming and my team is killing it now. And I'm just like, so just know that on the edge of all this crap happening, press through. I know it's so hard, but in those moments when it's really difficult, take a moment, play some worship music on. I was actually getting super frustrated. And I just want to share this vulnerably because I feel like I should share this. Go ahead and put a me in the chat if you did not earn the tumbler. Okay? Just be honest. Do you want me to be completely transparent? I literally was like 1 enrollment away from it. And I was pissed. I was pissed off. But I had to give myself grace that I worked till the last minute for it. And it's okay. Because everything that I did last night was starting to reap today. And it's okay. It's okay. We still have month end. It does not matter if you missed it. So just know as a triple, I missed it. And you know what? It's okay because I know that me and my team are going to hit our promotions anyway. So do not let that distraction hold you back from your goals. It does not matter. Keep pushing through. And something I just wanted to share is when we went triple, the second to the last day of the month, like literally everything went wrong. Our internet went out. My laptop was almost dead. My phone was almost dead. This was when I was living with my parents. The dogs were going crazy and we were still like thousands and thousands away. But that day, even though everything was going wrong, I could have been like, oh, I guess it's not supposed to happen. No, I pulled up my big girl panties, went to my boyfriend's house, which is now my husband. And I ended up signing 11 customers that day. The Lord blessed my work. People started coming out of nowhere. Just make sure you're asking for help. Ask people from your church. Let them know, like, hey, and I did this a few months ago. I reached out to our ladies group at church and I literally just told them, like, hey, this is so not like me, but I'm going after a huge bonus for me and my family. And it would mean a lot to me that whether you can order or even just pray for us, it would mean a lot. And 3 people ended up ordering that night, just simply because I simply asked for help. And take the pressure off and just say, if you can't, no worries. You know, you can always share a post on your page for me or whatever it may be. But I know that was a lot in a nutshell, but literally just do everything, connect with your leaders, make sure everyone, even if you have a smaller team, connect with everyone, make sure they know what they need to finish their 4-1, make it about them. And don't just make it about yourself. Like, yes, on social media, put it out there. You're going after promotions. Like, that's where I bring in a lot of my enrollments is going live, talking on my stories, asking for help, letting people know that this is going to help with XYZ, but also make it about your team. Because I've been pouring so heavily into my team. Y'all, I'm so excited. I have at least 2, if not 3 personally enrolled rubies popping this month. And my heart is just, because it's been a hot minute since I've had that. I've poured so heavily into them, working with them, and they're just enrolling on their own too. So make sure you're sharing with your girls what's working for you. Like, hey, this post is working, this message is working, and share it with them. It's going to hype everything as well too. So, but also make sure you're doing self-development. If you're not, let me tell you, you are not going to promote if you do not pour into yourself. Take those extra 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes if you need to pour into yourself, because if you're not in the right headspace, the promotion will not happen. But y'all got this. Like, I'm telling y'all, we're still just, I think we're at like 850 away from locking in my husband for Emerald. I don't care how far away we are. I just know it's going to happen because I'm in that promoting mindset. I'm expecting it to happen and I'm going to do it till the finish line. And I will have late nights because I want it badly, not just for myself, but I want it for my girls. So yeah, I'm excited.
I love it. Oh my gosh, this was so stinking good. So one last thing before we start wrapping up, I want you guys to put in the chat, like, if you've been pushing for promotion in your business, especially you OGs, the people who've been around for a bit, I want to know what's one of the biggest gaps you've closed month end, like the last day or two of the month, where we're at right now, because I know sometimes it's hard to imagine you could get it done, right? Because it's impossible till you do it. And so it's so easy to sit here and be like, but I'm too far. But that's awesome for them, but I'm too far. And the coolest thing about God, guys, is God is a God of like prophecy. Okay. So what he does for someone else, he can do it for you. So I wanted you guys to like full on see some of the numbers. I mean, Laura, $6,000 to maintain up, or $6,000, 6,000 BB, same thing. Leanne said 1,000. I know, when I want to say it was double diamond, I was pushing maintain double. I personally enrolled. Okay, not even counting what my team did. I personally signed 2,000 in volume the last day of the month. And like, I always mass enrolled, but never, never like that. And I remember like, I woke up, instead of sleeping in, I was up at like 4:30 that morning. And I was like, I'm just going to work like it's going to happen. I don't understand how it possibly could, because we needed more than just that 2,000. And I was like, that's a whole dang ruby. Okay. And one day I was like, I have no idea how that could ever happen, but I'm going to work and believe that either I'm going to do it or I'm going to be so close that it's going to be so easy next month. And the cool thing is when you show up with that expectancy, like everyone was saying, you can do things so immensely greater than anything you can imagine. So take a second, scroll through the chat, look at all of those numbers. I want you to know that if God can do it for them, God can do it for you too. He does not discriminate. There's nothing you've done that has made you unworthy for that level of blessing. If you believe for it and then you work for it, okay? God is not a genie. You can't pray your way to a promotion. You have to first put your hands to it. Faith without works is dead. So you have to be so willing to touch everything, to try everything, to listen to every tip on here, to ask for help, and then to go out and implement everything and pray and believe that God can do immensely greater than anything you could ever fathom. And I guarantee you are going to be celebrating on the first, one way or another. Maybe you're celebrating a promotion. Maybe you're just celebrating yourself, because showing up every day, regardless of the result, is a freaking hard thing to do. So regardless of the end of the month, I want you to commit right now that the next 2 days, 2 days, that you are going to show up without chains. You're going to show up believing miracles still happen, believing that you can actually do this. And then we're going to celebrate on the first, whether you promote or whether we're just so freaking proud of you and you ground you covered and the ease you set up for your next month. Because I believe that this is our season. I believe that God is moving mountains here and that can happen for you too. And I am so proud of you guys who hopped on to the Zoom right here at the end of the month to get some tips, to get poured into, and I know you're going to go out there and crush your goals. So typically I pray us out, but I'm actually going to throw it over to Laura. She's got a quick Devo she wants to read and pray us out. So come on, girl.
Yay, I love this. So when Caitlin was talking, and then as you were talking, I was like, wait, this reminds me of a prayer that I read in my devotional. And I was like, shoot, I can't remember exactly what it was. And if you don't know, you can actually search for keywords in your camera roll. And I looked really quick and I found it. I was like, oh my God, I need to read this. So this was from December 22nd. So this tells you I've been sitting on this for 2 months. I feel like truly for this exact moment. My girls will know exactly what I'm talking about because we went crazy over this. So this is a devotional. It is Unshakable by Christine Kane, and it's titled Shoulder to the Plow. And I feel like this kind of takes everything we just talked over the last 50 minutes into one. And it says, When the world tells you, market yourself, sell yourself, build your portfolio, remember that God is the one who promotes you. In the Bible, when great heroes of faith were called, they were always working, not just promoting themselves. David was shepherding, Elisha was driving oxen, Moses was taking care of his father-in-law's animals. Diligently, dirtily, and thanklessly, they worked through danger, stench, and discomfort. And because God saw them working hard, he spoke to others on their behalf and anointed them. Do you think that their gifting, calling, or sweet spot was laboring in the fields? No, they were created to be a king, a prophet, and a father of faith, but they each worked hard where they were before God promoted them. If God has assigned you, he will find you, and he tends to work with those who are already working. When you align yourself with God in faithfulness and diligence, he will work on your behalf and get you to your destiny. And this is the prayer that's at the end. It says, Lord, I choose to work diligently and faithfully right where I am, knowing that you will speak to others on my behalf. You will promote me. And this was so profound when I read it that I wrote it on a sticky note and I put it on my prayer board. And when we were talking, I was looking at it and I was like, should I say this? And I felt a pull, but truly, I feel like we think so often of, okay, I have this promotion that I'm running for, and like, I'm going to do everything. But if I'm not seeing results, then maybe I'll quit. And, if I don't see it here, then I'll try this. And at the end of the day, as long as you are working diligently and you are working consistently and you are working in the purpose that you were given, you're gonna get exactly to where you need to be, and God is gonna work on your behalf. He's already talking to your future diamond, saying, "Hey, you should go look this girl up," or maybe throws your video on her page, whether it's customers, distributor. Like, he's already doing the work, but if you're not doing the work, he can't bless it. And so, I'm still gonna let you pray it out, Mariah, because y'all, you gotta hear her words. But I needed to read that because I feel like someone on here needed to hear it.
Man, that was good. That was so, I just love how God works that way, how it just lines things up. Cause like, you guys, I literally just texted my friends in the business and I was like, okay, are you free tonight? It's last minute. I text everyone like this afternoon. And the people who said yes, I feel like this was just the perfect lineup. I feel like everything that was all just kind of went together. Like, this was such good. So you guys drop fire in the emoji, drop a thank you, or fire in an emoji in the chat. Drop a thank you over there too while you're at it, because this was just so freaking good. I'm so thankful for all of you guys who took time out of your night to speak and that took time out of your night to be on here. You're showing up for your business and pouring into yourself, and that's always such a key thing as going forward. So I'm gonna pray this out, and I apologize in not advance, whatever the opposite is, for last week not ever posting the recording from the Zoom with Katie Bevington. I thought I did, and then I went to our retreat without my computer. So I'm going to post both of these tonight before I go to bed. I promise. So, dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for this space where we get to come together every week. We get to grow in our knowledge of ourselves, grow in our knowledge of business, and hopefully grow a little closer to you as well. I'm just so stinking excited for what you're doing here. I can see it. I can see you moving. I can see you unfolding things. I can see you going before so many of these men and women to go out there and to pave a way, to remove the barriers, to make it go forward with ease and impact. And I know that we are a group that is so hungry and so ready to sprint after, to follow in pursuit of the goals and dreams you have on our hearts, knowing, expectantly waiting, and believing that what we do matters, that we are creating impact, not just within our family, but that's going to go and reach beyond us. We're going to keep you at the center of this. We're going to keep that idea at the center of this. And remember that this is just a vehicle to spread your love to the people around us. And we are just so thankful for what you are doing here. We're so thankful for what you've already brought into our life, the blessings you have already put here, and what you have on the horizon, because I know that you are just ready to blow our mind. And I pray resilience into this group as we are fighting towards that life and that dream that you have ahead of us. And we are going to keep fighting, and we are going to keep showing up, and we are going to keep believing for what you have, regardless of what it looks like around, because we know that it is ordained and we are called to it, and we are going to trust you to continue to unfold miracles in our lives, to move the mountains, to help pave the way, and we're running forward. Dear Lord Jesus, amen. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on next week.